Welcome everyone. Today we're going to talk about something that sounds simple, but secretly controls your entire life. How you spend your time. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants peace, money, confidence, better English, better health, and better relationships. But most people forget one thing. Nothing changes if your day doesn't change. You can pray, dream, and wish for a better future. But if your daily routine stays lazy, distracted, unplanned, and wasted, then your future will look exactly like your past. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, smart or struggling, young or old. The way you spend your hours becomes your life. Today, I want to share powerful ways to use your time every day. Not just to survive, but to transform your life from the inside out. Even if you follow only half of these ideas, you'll feel the difference in your energy, your English, your focus, and your future. Start by changing your mornings. Waking up early gives you control over your life. When you wake up late, your day begins with panic. Notifications, noise, stress, and demands take over immediately. But when you wake up early, you begin the day with power. You have time to move your body, prepare your mind, think clearly, work in silence, plan your day, and practice English without pressure. Compare two people. One wakes up late, rushes through the morning, skips breakfast, scrolls on social media, and never has time to focus or improve. The other wakes up early, exercises, plans the day, reads, speaks English aloud, and starts work with a clear mind. Over time, the second person always wins. Not because they are smarter, but because they start earlier. Every morning gives you a head start on life. If you waste it, you'll always feel behind. Another powerful habit is starting your day in silence. Before checking your phone, before speaking to anyone, before letting the world enter your mind, sit quietly. Breathe. Feel the stillness. Ask yourself who you want to be today, what really matters, and how you truly feel. Silence gives clarity. It helps you hear your real voice, not the noise of social media, pressure, or fear. Some of the best ideas in life are born in silence. When your mind is clear, you make better decisions, speak with confidence, and handle challenges calmly. This small habit brings more peace and focus than most people feel all year. Progress also requires doing boring things again and again. Most people don't fail because they are lazy. They fail because they get bored. They start a habit, do it for a few days, then quit because it feels repetitive. But success is boring. Discipline is boring. Mastery is built by repetition. Look at anyone successful in business, sports, or language learning. They repeated small actions daily for months and years. Practice, read, reflect, fail, and repeat. Not once, not for a week, but consistently. Think about someone learning English. One person practices for a few days, then stops when it gets boring. Nothing changes. Another person watches a little English content daily, writes a few sentences, speaks in front of a mirror, and repeats the same patterns every day. At first it feels boring, but they continue. Over time, confidence grows. Fluency follows. People think they're talented, but the truth is simple. They mastered repetition. Discipline is another key. Discipline is not something you're born with. It's built like a muscle. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is logical. Motivation says, I feel like it. Discipline says, I'll do it anyway. When motivation disappears, discipline carries you forward. Showing up when you're tired, busy, or unexcited builds a powerful identity. Someone who keeps promises to themselves. That identity creates confidence and removes fear. Discipline doesn't mean punishment. It means freedom from excuses. Start small. Finish tasks. Speak English aloud. Do one hard thing each day. Every small win strengthens your mind. When you trust yourself, you stop being afraid. You know you'll show up no matter what. Another life-changing habit is learning a valuable skill. Hard work alone isn't enough. Good intentions aren't enough. Skills create freedom. Skills create confidence and options. High-value skills solve real problems and work anywhere in the world. Communication, English speaking, writing, sales, content creation, teaching, design, marketing, and technology are examples. You don't need endless hours or perfection. You need focused time every day. Imagine one person spending free time scrolling online year after year. Nothing changes. Another person uses that same time to learn, practice, and grow. Over time, their thinking improves, confidence increases, and opportunities appear. Small daily effort creates a completely different life. Finally, be careful with the people you spend time with. Your environment is never neutral. It either lifts you up or pulls you down. Conversations shape your thinking. People influence your standards. If you surround yourself with complaining, unmotivated people, your energy slowly fades. But when you spend time with people who value growth, discipline, and long-term thinking, your standards rise naturally. You start expecting more from yourself. If you don't have those people around you yet, that's okay. You can choose your environment through books, interviews, podcasts, and learning from people who inspire you. Over time, your mindset will change. Your life doesn't change in one day, but your life can change if you change how you use each day. Use your time with intention. Small habits, done consistently, will build a future you don't need to escape from. Books and biographies, meaningful podcasts, thoughtful videos, and voices that inspire discipline and growth can become your environment. Distance yourself from people who constantly drain your energy. This is not ego. This is self-respect. You are not here to fit in. You are here to become something more. The fastest way to upgrade your life is to upgrade the people and voices you allow into your mind. Another powerful habit is moving your body every day. Your body is not just a physical machine. It is deeply connected to your mind, your energy, your emotions, and your motivation. That's why successful people across every field make movement a daily priority. This doesn't mean extreme workouts or spending hours in the gym. Simple movement is enough. Walking, stretching, jogging, yoga, bodyweight exercises, dancing alone, or playing a sport all count. The form doesn't matter. The movement does. When you move your body, blood circulation improves, your brain becomes clearer, your emotions balance, and your energy rises. You focus better. You speak with more confidence. You feel sharper and more alive. Imagine two people learning English. One sits all day, eats poorly, and studies for many hours with low energy. The other moves their body, eats well, and studies for a shorter time with a clear mind. The second person improves faster because movement unlocks energy. And energy is everything. Without energy, you can't focus, create, or stay consistent. If your mind feels tired or heavy, don't scroll, complain, or overthink. Stand up, move, sweat, breathe. Your body was built to move. And when your body feels strong, your mind starts believing in your future again. Another habit that brings deep clarity is reflecting on death. One day this life will end. One day time will run out. Yet most people never stop to think about that while they still have time. When you remember that your time is limited, your priorities change. Ask yourself honestly, if today were your last day, did you live with courage? Did you speak your truth? Did you move toward your dream? Or did you waste another day distracted, afraid, or lost in nonsense? Many people had dreams and never shared them. Many wanted to change but ran out of time. Reflecting on death is not about fear. It is about clarity. It removes procrastination, overthinking, people-pleasing, and waiting for the perfect moment. It pushes you to act now, protect your energy, and focus on what truly matters. When you remember the end, you begin living with urgency and honesty. Those who remember the end become fearless at the beginning. Another life-changing habit is speaking English out loud every day. Many people understand English well. They know vocabulary. They watch videos. They read and even think in English. But when it's time to speak, they freeze. Fluency is not just knowledge. It is muscle memory. Your mouth needs training, not just your brain. Speaking out loud every day builds confidence, rhythm, and flow. You don't need a partner or a classroom. Stand in front of a mirror. Choose a simple topic and speak without stopping. Don't worry about mistakes. If you forget a word, use another one. Focus on movement, not perfection. Confidence grows through use, not silence. Another powerful habit is teaching what you learn. The best way to remember and understand something is to explain it. When you share what you've learned, your understanding deepens, your memory strengthens, and your confidence grows. Teaching doesn't mean standing on a stage. It can be writing, explaining to a friend, helping someone who's struggling, creating content, or even teaching yourself out loud. When you teach, you don't lose knowledge. You multiply it. Knowledge is like light. When you share it, the room becomes brighter without dimming your own flame. When you learn something valuable, pass it on. Growth expands when knowledge is shared. Another essential habit is building something that belongs to you. If you don't build your own dream, you'll spend your life building someone else's. Many people work all day just to survive, then come home exhausted and distracted. Years pass, and their dream remains untouched. Builders are different. They dedicate time daily to creating something of their own. It could be a business, a skill, a brand, a portfolio, a creative project, a language identity, or a stronger version of themselves. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be built consistently. Imagine an empty field. Nothing belongs to anyone. Then imagine someone placing one brick on that land every day. Slowly, something rises. At first, it's unnoticed. Over time, it becomes a structure. Eventually, it becomes something solid, valuable, and owned. That structure is your personal project. Most people walk through life without building anything. Others lay one brick at a time, quietly, patiently, consistently, and one day people ask how it happened. The answer is simple: daily effort without applause. When you build something daily, even in silence, you create a future you own. Another habit that changes everything is deep focus. Focus is a superpower in a distracted world. Most people multitask constantly and wonder why nothing gets finished. Their attention is scattered, their thinking slows, and their confidence drops. Deep focus means one task, one goal, no phone, no noise, no switching. Just full attention. When your focus stays still, results appear. Think of sunlight spread across the ground. It warms, but it doesn't transform. Now focus that light through a magnifying glass. Hold it steady. Suddenly, fire appears. That's what focus does. It concentrates your energy into power. When you work deeply, even for a short time, you produce results that multitasking never can. Reading daily is another habit that separates growth from stagnation. If you're not reading, your thoughts remain limited. Your language stays weak. Your mind becomes shaped by noise and distraction. Reading sharpens your thinking, expands your vocabulary, and strengthens your focus. You don't need to read for hours. Just sit with a book that challenges and inspires you. One person scrolls. Another reads. One feeds distraction. The other feeds growth. Over time, they become completely different people. Books are mentors that quietly shape your mind. Another meaningful habit is writing a letter to your future self. Most people live reactively. They rarely pause to ask where they're going or who they're becoming. Writing to your future self builds clarity, connection, and commitment. You reflect on your struggles, your goals, your fears, and your hopes. You speak honestly to the person who will live your results. When you read that letter months or years later, you'll clearly see your growth or your avoidance. Both are powerful lessons. You can go through life drifting, or you can live intentionally. Small daily actions, done with awareness, will build a future that feels earned, meaningful, and truly yours. You open it and begin reading the words of your past self. Suddenly, tears come. Not because you're sad, but because you can finally see how far you've come. You read about your doubts and realize they no longer control you. You read your old dreams and recognize that you've already started living them. Or you realize you're still standing in the same place. Either way, it wakes you up. This simple habit gives you something most people never experience. A mirror between who you were and who you are becoming. That is more powerful than any quote, because it isn't someone else's motivation. It's your own voice speaking across time. When you write a letter to your future self, think deeply about what to include. What are you working on right now? Which habits are you trying to build or break? What scares you? What excites you? Where do you want to be in the coming months? What do you hope you've learned? What do you never want to forget? Even if you become successful. You can write this letter on paper, in a notebook, or digitally using a delayed email. But writing by hand is especially powerful. Feels real. And when you open it later, the message hits deeper. We track our steps. We track our money. We track our goals. But we forget to track who we are becoming. This habit brings that awareness back. It gives you direction, motivation, accountability, self-respect, emotional strength, and something real to look forward to. Most people hope their future will be better. But when you write to your future self, you actively participate in creating that future with truth, intention, and clarity. Don't just dream of a better version of yourself. Write to them. The most powerful conversation you will ever have is the one between who you are now and who you are becoming. Another powerful habit is planning your next day. You may train your body, your mind, and your discipline. You may protect your energy, practice your skills, speak, create, move, and focus. But if you don't know what tomorrow requires, your mind will wake up confused. Your time will be wasted, and your potential will leak away. Every night before you sleep, sit down with a pen and paper and plan the day ahead. No noise, no rushing. Ask yourself what truly matters tomorrow. What must get done no matter what? When will you do it? What distractions should you avoid? How will you protect your energy? What time will you wake up? How will you practice your English? What can you prepare tonight to make tomorrow easier? This habit creates control. Instead of reacting to life, you begin leading it. Instead of chasing tasks, tasks follow your direction. Instead of stress, you feel prepared. Imagine someone who does this consistently. They wake up with purpose. They know what matters. They don't waste time. They don't overthink in the morning. They take action. Not because they are smarter than everyone else, but because they have clarity. Now compare that to someone who sleeps without planning. They wake up confused, waste hours deciding what to do, and feel constant pressure. Their dreams stay in the background and their progress feels random. This isn't failure. It's a lack of direction. Planning gives you power. Planning gives you peace. Planning removes tomorrow's stress by preparing today. Don't leave your days to chance. Build them intentionally. Design them like an architect. Protect them like something valuable. A short planning session at night can save hours of regret the next day. There is no magic and no secret formula. There is no shortcut. But there is a way. A way to use your time so intentionally that life is forced to respond. Build discipline. Shape your mornings. Speak out loud. Move your body. Teach what you learn. Read. Reflect. Focus deeply. And never go to sleep without knowing what tomorrow demands. Time is not something you spend. Time is who you become. Use it wisely, and you will build a life no one can take from you. If this message helped you, stay connected. Here, we build your English, your focus, and your future.